What's up, YouTube? Wesley here with Mountains Mushrooms and Mary Jane's Cultivar, and today we're going to be making a liquid culture with the liquid culture and ryeberry jars that we made yesterday. And then after they cool, we're going to inoculate them with some of the mycelium that we have from our DIY agar petri dishes. So here we go.
Alright, so we're here in my kitchen, and as usual, we're just going to go through some of the supplies that you're going to need to make your liquid culture. So first, you're going to need your DIY liquid culture and ryeberry jars, which I showed you how to make yesterday in the previous video. You're also going to want some kind of measuring cup or another jar that has a 300 milliliter line on there. The jars I purchased actually do not have that on there. So I'm just going to use one of my other jars that has it on there in order to proportion my water out. From there, you're going to want some light corn syrup and some honey. I like to use a little bit of both for my liquid cultures. Some distilled water or filtered water and a pressure cooker. And that's all you're really going to need. So you're going to fill your jar up to 300 milliliters of hot water. So you're going to warm up the distilled water a little bit. And then you're going to fill up your jar to 300 milliliters. And you're going to add 1 teaspoon of corn syrup and a 1/4 teaspoon of honey to the warm water. After that, we'll cover it with foil and we'll pressure cook it for 30 minutes at 15 psi. And that is it. Pretty simple. So here we go. So we're here at the stove with the pressure cooker again, and if you watched my DIY agar recipe on how to make DIY agar dishes, then you should pretty much know how to work a pressure cooker. It's going to be a lot of the same steps, but basically we are going to add 4 to 6 quarts of water to our pressure cooker, which I've already done, and then we are going to put the lid on, turn the heat on to high, make sure it's centered on the coils as best as you can, and we're going to bring it up to 15 psi, and then once we get it to 15 psi is when we will start our timer. And at that point, we will pressure cook it for 30 minutes at that 15 psi. And then after that, we will turn off the heat and let everything cool. So here we go.
So there you have it. That's how to do DIY liquid culture with DIY liquid culture and rye berry jars that we made here on the channel. So I hope you enjoyed the journey. On the next one, we'll be inoculating those liquid culture jars with the DIY agar petri dishes that we made on this channel as well. And if you would like a little bit more detailed explanations on how to do all of this stuff, you can check out my Patreon, patreon.com/MMM_303. I go through a little bit more detail on there, so I hope to see you over there. Any contributions that are made on that definitely helps me bring more content to you guys more often. So I look forward to having my newest Patreon members join. It is a brand new Patreon, so I look forward to seeing you there. Otherwise, again, this is Wesley with Mountains, Mushrooms, and Mary Jane's Cultivar. We'll see you on the next one.